So we are going to start a new playlist on embedded and cyber physical systems. Embedded and cyber physical systems. So what does a CPS means? Cyber physical systems. So what are cyber physical systems? It is made up of two words, cyber systems and physical systems. So what are cyber systems or cyber world? So your algorithms, your control logic, embedded software, and microcontroller where your control logic will work. These comes under the cyber world. So what a cyber world is it's a virtual or computational world uh, where data is processed, where you process your data, and are made and control commands are generated here. So it's a virtual computational world where data is processed and decisions were made and control commands are generated. So your algorithms, control logic, the controller, and all comes under the cyber systems of cyber world. Then there is your physical system or world. So what the physical system of world is? This is the real world where the physical processes happen. So yeah, this is the real world where physical processes happen. This is what we sense, monitor, and control. So yeah, this is what we sense, monitor, and control. For example, uh, like a drone, a robot, or autonomous car. We also called these as plant. Is like where we act upon, where our algorithm will run, our control logic will run, and all. The motors of drone, for example, or any other motor, uh, temperature control, for example, we will see this, and motion. So the interaction between them comes under cyber physical system. For example, you have a room temperature controller. So if temperature of room exceeds 30 degrees centigrade, then you say fan speed equals to high. Make the fan speed high. And if it's less than 30 degrees Celsius, so make the fan speed low. So this is a logic which we call cyber system, and it acts upon and it work upon the fan which make it work high or low. So this is the plant on which this control logic act upon. So this fan is called plant or physical system. Oh, and the cyber physical system has some components. So what are these components? These are sensors, control signal, and third, actuators. So what are sensor? For example, you have a drone. So yeah, drone have a camera mounted here. So it perceive vision. So whatever the object it see in this 3D world, it perceive vision, and the sensor data is acquired and it is converted into digital information. So this drone have a flight controller or microcontroller. So what microcontroller does, it has some logic to take the image what it perceives, and it provides some control command and output through the flight controller and act upon it. For example, if it's perceived there is object, it has some control logic to avoid the object, so it perceive and then it avoid the object. So if we have to sum up this, we can sum up this like, here is our cyber world. So what is it does? Sensing and input. So yeah, sensing our perceiving the vision from the 3D world. uh, Here what is done, data is acquired. So we acquired the vision image data and it converted to digital information. This is done by what? Sensor. So yeah, these information is given to it by a sensor. Sensor give it these information which come under physical world. So the information given to it by the sensor. What sensor perceive, we already know. The plant, yeah, physical world data. What the plant or physical world is, this is the real system we want to control, like your drone example, robot, car, etc. And then we receive this data and the controller performs some computation. So this is the control signal we talked about. mm, this the second one, and there it gives some output like we discussed, object avoidance and object detection it does. And yeah, on the physical plant it perform something which we call, it is done using actuator. So yeah, what actuator does, the it convert control commands into physical action. So what commands we get from this output, the actuator perform the physical command. For the drone example, it's avoidance. So the drone will avoid it if it finds there is a obstacle to avoid. So these are these two words, And what these two words do, they interact like sensor senses, and it acts using actuator. So yeah, these two interact, and there comes the feedback loop. So what does the feedback loop means? The physical world affects the cyber world, and the cyber world affect the physical world, and they took feedback from each other to improve themselves. So yeah, feedback loop is the physical world affects the cyber world, and cyber world affects physical world. So in next video we will take an example of how a helicopter is a CPS system, and how we design it in Simulink. So thank you.